Hello and welcome again on Stocks Advisors channel. In today's episode, we will talk about TLRY Incorporated, ticker name TLRY. Well, TLRY is actually showing today plus 10.5% growth, and you can see it was very consistent during the day, being flat at the end of the day, meaning that there is a sort of confidence of the traders in the future development of the stock, and of course it is very reasonable, especially also for a company with a market capitalization with 5.23 billions. This is significant growth and also very good let's say indication for further growth, especially the latter part of the trading activity. And also after hours you can see that it's still volatiling around zero. This minus 0.71 is actually nothing. It will be volatiling plus and minus, especially giving the growth of 10.5% during the day. So let's have a look at the daily chart here and understand how can we trade further and what would be the overall strategy for TLRY for midterm and daily traders. So first, for daily traders, what is important to note here that starting from October, of course, the price is going up, and there are two trends. So there is a slower trend that we can see, which is let's call it trend T1. It is very important to remember, especially for mid-term traders, because once the major correction will start, not now but later, it will be the very principal support level until where the price could go down. And later now we see a formation of a faster trend, T2. It was confirmed by actually this decline that we saw from the top by February 10-11, and then we went all the way from 76 plus till almost 18 minus slightly, and now we are recovering. So this is enormously volatile stock, although with this market capitalization, of course, it's usually not that would you expect and see, but yes, that's true. It also relates to in what company is involved and engaged, and the news and the volatilities, especially on development of some legislation on let's say opening cannabis for more medical use, etc., etc. So it's really very dependent on the company specialty, but nevertheless it opens also good trading opportunities. So how to trade here? What do we see at the moment for TLRY? At the moment, if you look at moving averages, as always, we have three of them depicted here on the left. You see their legends, moving average 20, 50, and 200. So if you look at the moving average 20, the green line, you see after bending downwards and decline, it starts suddenly to grow up. And the same is still true for moving averages 50, which is still going linearly up, actually forming the basis for T2 trend. And moving average 200, which is still flat, although slightly bending, and it is actually forming kind of a parallel basis for T1 trend, which is very nice. And at the moment, you can see that MACD-wise, the histogram after having two negative waves were almost piercing upwards, so we could expect some booster move from the current levels. The same is true for RSI. It's now recovering, although might do small jump down, but still it's expected to grow higher. So with this sense, it's quite a bullish stock at the moment, but we don't need to be, let's say, tricked by the fact it's recovering. It won't most probably recover to those highest levels. Most reasonable first support resist lines will start at 37.5, and the higher one will be very strong at about, let's say, 45 plus. So this would be, although still quite high from the current level, but for midterm traders, you need to keep them in mind. These would be R1 and R2 levels. Most probably there the price might stop, and then we will see a similar kind of triangle formation, most probably as we saw it by November, end of December action. So this kind of triangle, R3, T1, we might observe also here, and there it will be probably a triangle with different speed, but we will see how it will be forming. So anyway, this is the future for the moment, and with this being said, it would be an immediate buy already at the current level all the way until the moving average 20. So with this being said, this is actually the channel of 2643 to 3047. Let's write it here, 2643 to 3047. So this would be the first entry here. although yes, quite almost 10% more than let's say broad channel, but also giving these volatilities actually and the price action, it's still reasonable. So here you can enter and then wait for a profit, for a swing heading towards R2. And speaking of the profit, at our channel we always advise taking profit from 10 to 15%. This is really important because we always think that it's better to be trading with profit, fixing it, and then going to other stock and repeating the same rather than trying to become rich from one trade. This is very important to develop a strategy and the culture of trading where you take the profit, you enjoy it, and you never regret for the so-called missed profit, which is not missed, it's you fixed it, you took it. Because until you take it, you don't have it. This is very important rule. And yeah, that would be the trade here to do. Also, what is good here that the volume traded now, it's not really big. It's slightly increasing, yes, but overall it's not much bigger than the average noise volume expected to trade. So it means that it's a still steady growth. And of course, from there, you might take on upwards. But what also could be happening here, we might still volatile a little bit downwards, making kind of a skewed W shape here. And when this is happening, we need to be prepared more for average down at lower levels and to enter there non-linearly in such a way that our moving averages will be still closer to the current price action. So therefore, we need to seek for first averaging down opportunity, which will be just below moving average 15 in this case, and will be about, let's say, 22 and just below about, let's say, just at 1980. So with this being said, the next, let's say, channel to enter to average down still based on kind of a technical pullback opportunity will be between 1980 all the way to 22. Still, this is within the volatility expected because, as I said, RSI still might do one small decline before the major growth, and this would mean that we will try to test moving average 50 as the next support level, a little bit pierced. Therefore, this level depicted here will be the very nice opportunity to average down, which will form at the level, let's say, S1, S2. But also we know that this is company very strongly impacted by news, and if this, we need to be prepared also for very strong average down if any negative catalyst kicks in. This is usually described at our analysis videos and opinion videos from the channel with the third level of support, which is not really a technical support, but this is a mitigation of risks coming from possible negative catalyst. And if this is happening, we need to go to very principal level where the stock was previously and where we know it will stay strong. And if you look of this, of course, it might be a little bit lower, but this would be the principal level, and it's just amount of money to keep. And for these levels, average down, not given we go there, but if any doomsday scenario taking place, when other people will be taking loss, you will be just averaging down and preparing to make a profit on the swing upwards. With this being said, again, and the target's profit will be 10 to 15% from the money involved to the stock. The next support level based on risks mitigation would be just below moving average 200, which will make it also very strong and principal level, and this would be between actually 8, 10 and 10. Let's write it here. Again, it's not that we go there, it's not that it's expected to go there at all. This is a risk mitigation according to very bad negative catalyst, if any. And yes, it's of course 3 times lower than the current price action, but you also don't need to forget overall the price action. Just in October it was about 5, then it went all the way 10 times in 4 months. This is just in no time really from the dirt to the sky, and now it's in between. So we need to take into account these possibilities, because the way we would like to trade and we would like to give opinions at our channel is based on mixed analysis, where we do 3 analysis in one. It's a technical analysis, it's non-linear average down based on support resist channels, and it is mitigating risks due to negative catalysts. If these 3 are taken into account, if all risks are mitigated, what remains for you is just taking profit or at least exiting with a draw. So we don't want to take cutting loss or stop loss strategies. We won't just have no loss. Okay, it might take a little bit longer time, we know this and we say it, but time is not money. So in this case, if you are not really trading daily with 15-minute candles blinking on your multiple screens, time is not that vicious for you. It's better to not lose money, and that's the strategy we provide here. So with this being said, that's the numerical card to play. If you are more for graphical representation, you can make a screenshot of this part. And speaking of how non-linearly average down, it's still let's say very bullish. So it's just 5 portion strategy. This is usually what we advise. Sometimes it differs, different numbers we provide if the stock is more risky, let's say. But in this case, it's 5 portions play. What does it mean? It means that the money that you would like to involve into the trading with Tilray, you can split in 5 portions. Then you can buy with 1 portion in the first channel. Then you can average down with 2 portions in the second channel, and again with 2 portions being kept for possible negative catalyst entering at S3, S4 channel. This way, actually, it should be a very safe trade. And again, the profit target is 10 to 15%. This is also how we assess if the analysis was correct or not. And for midterm traders, what we can say, after reaching to R1, R2, most probably we will form a very strong triangle. We don't know yet the angle of it, so I will just wave it here a little bit. Should be similar to R3, T1, and then it should resolve itself. We will see how it will go further. But this is still to come. For the moment, that's the way to trade with TLRY. Good luck with it. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're first time watching this video. Press the bell button. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks.